Hi, this is the Séance of Blake Manor, the demo of it anyway. It's a game that was published by Raw Fury and developed by Spooky Doorway. They are behind the Dark Side Detective, an adventure game that you might be familiar with. But the Séance of Blake Manor is not a point and click, it's a first-person adventure. And we have a content warning. The Séance of Blake Manor is a gothic folk horror, and as such touches on a lot of the human tragedies experienced throughout history. Every effort has been taken to find a balance between authenticity and sensitivity with the language used. In some cases, viewer discretion may be advised. This touches on some darker themes, and also it is set in Ireland in 1897, so the mentality was different back then. You must understand that. And with that being said, let us continue. Here it is, the Séance of Blake Manor. Yes, this is an indie game and it was released on the 27th of October 2025, and I'm recording it just before its release. Let me very quickly read to you the blurb from the Steam page. Brought to you by the creators of The Dark Side Detective and Raw Fury, the Séance of Blake Manor is depicted by a beautiful comic book art style. Inspired by Irish mythology and the new spiritualist movements of the Victorian era, players are cast into a first-person narrative adventure, blending the supernatural with the classic detective mystery. Very interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and start the new game. I did indeed try it before, but I had some problems with recording, so I'm doing it again. Dublin, Ireland, 1897.
Mr. Ward!
I'll waste no time, as there's none for wasting. I write from Blake Manor in Connemara. Yesterday a guest went missing. A young woman named Evelyn Dean. Everyone here carries on as if nothing has happened. She has not left. Of that I am sure. This envelope contains £200. Please, sir, accept this money and come quick, for I fear she's not long for this world. A further £300 will be paid out, if you find her alive. I know the west of Ireland might well be the far side of the world for its distance from you, but there's no one else to turn to. I hear you are an honourable man, a steadfast investigator, and, perhaps most importantly, godly. I pray for the girl that this is true.
Oh my. Interesting story. It's already quite creepy, a missing person. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Day 1, Friday, October 29th, 11 p.m. Blake Manor Courtyard. And this is the lady that we are supposed to investigate the disappearance of. It's quite a scary game.
Evelyn Dean.
And yes, we also have full voice acting, or at least it should be. I experienced some missing files or not played files before.
Daughter of the slumlord, Rupert Dean. I wonder if my employer hired me because of my past with her family.
Oh.
Or maybe they don't know of her father's involvement in my brother's death.
The brother's death?
I suppose that too will become clear in time.
So yes, why was he chosen to investigate, coming all the way from Dublin to the west of Ireland? That is quite strange. And you can see up there we have a timer, 11 p.m, day 1. And we are in the courtyard. I will warn you, we have a tutorial and I cannot turn it off. I'm sorry. So you can move faster by running. Press shift to run. You'll move slower when crouching. Control to crouch. And we can also alter the options. This is quite scary. A fountain. Look at that. Hello? Is somebody there? Wow.
What in hell?
I can't. I'm seeing things. The lateness of the hour and the long day of travel must have my nerves on edge. Still, perhaps I will ask. You can check all the evidence you find in the records. Press 2 to access the records. We must press 2. The records contains a catalogue of all the evidence Ward has gathered during his investigation. Some evidence can be examined or analyzed for further information. You can examine with your hiring letter, for example. Okay. So, observation, washerwoman. I thought I saw a woman washing clothes in the fountain out front of the manor. We already have a discussable with, and there is a person here whom we haven't met yet. We will soon enough. So let's examine this hiring letter, the letter I received hiring me onto this case. So, October 26th. Oh, this is where it was, when it was sent. Mr. Ward. This is something we've already seen, heard in the cutscene. Sincerely, a concerned party. Now, this is interesting. They have not signed the letter, so we don't know who it was. Maybe they want to remain anonymous? That's quite strange. We can look at the map of the region. Not much to see here. It's very, I don't know what to say, high. Not much to see here. It's quite a broad map. Oh, sorry, escape. My luggage. A luggage hastily packed. And a photograph of Miss Dean. Let's close this. We can look at the fountain. By the way, you see there the 1 next to the clock? That means it will take us 1 minute to look at the fountain. And this is the mechanic of this game. It's one of those timed games. So everything is going on a schedule, and we will take time doing certain actions, except for walking around, of course. So if I look at the fountain, I will waste 1 minute, or I will spend 1 minute looking at something that might be evidence. We don't know yet until we've actually played this game. This is a similar situation to what is going on in other games, such as The Last Express or the Cornell's Bequest, if you've played those before. So let's look at the fountain. A not uncommon centerpiece at a place such as this. Okay, and we can look for free, let's say. We will consider time as currency in this game. And there is a damp garment. This was supposedly being washed by the ghost. There's something in the fountain where I thought I saw that woman. A shawl? Possibly. Green shawl. I've got a bad feeling about this place. Very, very true. Let's try and get inside and investigate further. I should check with the front desk for any information on Miss Dean's whereabouts. Okay, so I can look at the jack-o'-lantern. Time is of the essence, as I've mentioned myself, if you are to solve the mystery of Blake Manor. Time advances when Ward interacts with objects and characters. You have until midnight tonight to resolve the mystery of Miss Dean's departure. You will be free to further explore the manor in the coming days. Okay. Miss Dean's departure. So I could explore, I could look at these, but I think I would be wasting my time. I'm moving with WASD keys and I'm looking around with the mouse, so this was not my doing. So if the movement seems a bit jerky, I'm sorry about that, but I'm doing my best. There's nobody around. I could ring the reception bell or spend a moment taking in the place first. You record your goals and progress in the mystery map. Press 1. Mr. Dean's departure. You have unlocked the mystery. You should investigate it. Okay. I need to uncover the 11 pieces of evidence. I have arrived at the manor to confirm if Miss Dean was here, and if no longer present, was the manner of her leaving cause for concern. Okay, each mystery contains evidence and leads. Evidence provides information for your investigation. Leads provide guidance and avenues of investigation. Selecting a connection reveals context for why two nodes are connected. So we could check. I should ring the bell for the check-in. And the hiring letter, I have already examined it. Let's go ahead and get out of here. So we are supposed to check in now. This is what the game wants us to do. We could explore a tiny bit. So as you can see, there is a seance. 31st of October 1897. The Grand Seance, a gathering of intellects interested in esoteric matters, regardless of sex, color, or creed. So I mentioned before, this game is set in the 1800s, so there was a lot of, let's say, separation based on very unimportant and superficial things between people. Join renowned mystic Carmela Mantovani as she leads us in the most advanced crossing of the veil as yet witnessed by mortal man. The veil was something like a veil between the living and the world of the living and the world of the dead. No wobbling tables, distant moans, or questionable planchettes here. See the spirit for yourself, and better yet, speak with it directly. What is going on here? Some attempt to talk with a ghost? That cannot be possible. I have heard of seances before, but always the spirit speaks through a medium, a person or object. Surely all fraudulent and spiritually dubious. What on earth was Evelyn Dean doing here? Her father did not strike me as a spiritual man, nor one who would allow his child stray so far from his sight that she could end up here of all places. So this is another one of those mentalities from back then that a lady, even if she was already a grown-up, would still be under the control of the father figure, and then after she married, of the husband. Who was this woman? Okay, so we have a piece of evidence now. Oh, when interacting with a person or an object, you may have more than one action to choose from. Use the mouse scroll to navigate between actions. The luggage stand. Sorry. Okay. Let's go into the cloakroom. I haven't been here before. Ah, I see the cloakroom has some cloaks. What's that? St. Bridget's Cross. I must give you a small disclaimer. I'm not familiar with Irish mythology myself, and also I don't know the Irish Gaelic language, and I know that it's pronounced differently than English, of course. It's different language. So, yeah, a St. Bridget's Cross. Are one of the staff putting these up around the manor? Interesting. So it's a clue. A salt bowl. A box of salt used to absorb moisture from the coats and boots kept here. Wow. That's interesting. I can listen. Oh, yes. Blasted cold. Mr. Hunter had best get on with fixing that window soon. Okay. The manager. We will see him soon enough. Let's investigate these coats. Nothing in the pockets. There are some crates. Something in the crates. They're empty other than the rotting turnips. Oh, terrible. Who puts turnips in the cloakroom? A lightly perfumed coat. There is a note in the pocket. Take it, please. Miss Dean, I would like to speak with you. Perhaps Saturday, the bar at 5 p.m. So remember, today is Friday. Saturday is tomorrow. So this must be Miss Dean's coat, if she has a note for her in it. And it's also lightly perfumed. We assume it's a woman's coat. The note is addressed to Miss Dean, which makes me wonder if this is her coat. Yes, it makes me wonder the same. What about a cheap coat for such an expensive hotel? It looks just like all the other coats to me. Coats. Left to dry. Very well. Anything in the things below in the crate? Nothing. Okay. Let's get out of here. Last time, my time limit and when I lost the game, because I lost the game, unfortunately, I didn't know exactly what to do. Of course, I just explored a bunch of things. Last time I lost the game at 11:30, so I'm wondering if it's going to be the same. Maybe I'm triggering something earlier. It's possible. Let's go into the luggage room. Interesting. Now let's check out people's luggage. Oh dear. The emptied luggage of the hotel's guests. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to check those. Trunk. Locked, of course, but there's something about the pattern on that lid. The way it's pulling me in. What? I'll have to return here later. Let's look at that a bit closer. It looks like a weird diagram. Trunk in Bay 46. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Sorry, that's why I was looking at it myself. It looked weird with that inscription on it. Now there are several of these, and I would rather not lose too much time. There's a vent again. I can look through it. An ordinary vent, except there seems to be something stuck inside. The grate is Fastened firmly to the wall. I can't get it out. Mysterious object. Okay. Maybe we could find some tools at some point. Okay. Let's briefly go through things. And then maybe we can call the manager. What was this? The telegraph room. I know that this is going to come in handy later. The fireplace, coal, some bellows, a book. I am afraid to look at too many things. That's what caused me problems in the past. Water. Okay. These don't register. Usually they are suspicious. So luggage room. Oh, let's the flyers are going to be the same as the seance poster. Let's look at the entertainment schedule. A listing of all guest activities planned for this event. Okay, analysis mode. You can analyze people, documents, and certain items. Move the magnifying glass to hunt for observations. So we've already seen, I've already seen these. Somebody wanted to meet Miss Dean at the masked ball, probably on Saturday, or maybe not at the masked ball. There is a masked ball tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. in the ballroom. Okay. There's an archery event here. Divination with Mrs. Mantovani. There's a silent dinner. On Sunday, there is a silent dinner at 8 p.m. in the dining room. On Sunday evening, the grand séance takes place in the hedge maze at 9 p.m. In the hedge maze? Talks held daily in the drawing room, located in the west corridor. Information on talks can be posted outside the room each morning. Okay. Interesting. Oh, and it says all observations discovered, so we know that we don't need to look further. Interesting. What's here? The manager's office. From experience, I must say, we will not go there. What's this? Excuse me. A pillar. More seance flyers. Let's ring the bell. Hello?
Yes. Hello. I'm Declan Ward. I telegrammed ahead.
I see. We did not receive your message, Mr. Ward. Our telegraph machine is broken.
Oh.
Regardless, I am Vincent Varley, the manager here. We are quite full at present, but we can fit you in. I'll send word that a room should be prepared, and I'll show you to it as soon as is possible. It shall be no later than midnight. But first, we require our guests to sign in, if you would.
Okay. We can also check the book. Well, there are just scribbles here, but there's something that's standing out. Evelyn Dean. Miss Dean's signature. Miss Dean signed the registration book a few days ago. Okay. There's something more here. There's a lot of names here, all signed in within the last week. More than I thought there'd be. Excluding myself and Miss Dean, there are 17 others currently staying in the hotel. Okay. Guest sign-in times. A record of who arrived and departed and when. I noticed Miss Dean did not sign out. Okay. And an X. Only one guest has signed in with an X, meaning this gathering has unusually high literacy rates. So this is going to be important later. The thing is, they will explain at some point that literacy was not quite that common, because back in those days it wasn't as important to school people to teach them how to read and write. Person X and the father Lorcan Sinnott signed in after Miss Dean reportedly went missing. Interesting. So, let's sign in.
I see you're busy for somewhere so remote, though it seems quiet around here.
The seance has brought a great many visitors, it's true. Most have retired early to be ready for the weekend ahead.
Ah, yes, the, seance. I noticed the Miss Dean's name signing in. Does that happen to be Evelyn Dean?
It is. Rather, it was. I'm afraid she's not staying with us any longer.
Maybe he knows something.
Were you hoping to meet her?
I was. She's, left already?
She has, yes. Can I help with anything else?
You can engage in conversation with characters by discussing evidence from your records. Certain responses will reveal new information, exposing more about the characters and their mysteries. Discussing topics will consume time, of course. Select Discuss Evidence to ask Mr. Varley about Miss Dean. Okay, let us select Discuss Evidence. Navigate to the People category to ask about Miss Dean. Oh, sorry, I have to hold. So, Evidence, People. I'm sorry, but did you say Miss Dean departed already? As I said, there would be some bits of dialogue that will not be voice acted. I'm not sure why. But I presume that during the full release, the voice acting will all be in place. Yes, Tuesday night, perhaps Wednesday morning. Tuesday night. I see. It's Friday. We need to keep the timings in mind. Her letter said she had to leave on short notice. Letter? In truth, she took her luggage and left in the middle of the night. In the morning, we found only a letter and her payment at the front desk. Would that be unusual for her? I could not say, sir. This was the first time she stayed here. Okay. Any more evidence we could discuss, I wonder? Let us look at St. Bridget's Cross. Let's talk about the Grand Seance. It looks like you've gone to some trouble with this event. This seance is the first of its kind. It seemed prudent to put some expense into the event. What makes this seance distinct from any other? Well, I simply run the hotel and would not be the best source for an in-depth explanation, but I will try my best. A typical seance allows only limited communication with a ghost, limited in that a medium is needed, a host, a device, etc. It's believed that at the right time of year, with the right collection of people gathered, a more direct form of communication could be achieved. And so those people have been gathered here at but I think that this is correct. Shamang. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. My Irish pronunciation is going to be absolutely terrible. And yes, I apologize for that. Where and when the veil is thinnest to see if that is true. As I say, that is the belief. Oh, by the way, this word is actually Halloween-ish, kind of. So at October 31st. That's when they will hold the seance as well. As I say, that is the belief. Whether you believe it, Mr. Ward, is up to you. Alright, discuss further evidence. Let's talk about the telegraph machine. You mentioned the telegraph machine is down. It is. Likely the storm shorted the battery. Terrible timing. I tried to wire up the replacement, but have had no luck. I'll have the groundsman look in the morning. I think we can spare a couple more minutes. St. Bridget's Cross? The washerwoman? The mysterious object. That would kind of mean that I've been snooping around. And honestly, I don't want him to think that I did. Let's talk about the washerwoman. You will think me quite mad, Mr. Varley, but I saw a woman washing something in the fountain. I can assure you that our facility has a full laundry. Nothing is washed in the fountain. Perhaps you saw Benay, and I hope that's the right way, but if it's not, I do apologize. It would be fitting for the time of year and the gathering here. Though unfortunate for whoever's clothes were being washed. I suppose it's a bad omen. It was quite an ornate shawl. Any more evidence? Let's talk about St. Bridget's Cross. There are some beautiful St. Bridget's crosses about the place. Yes, Mrs. Joyce has kindly been putting them up for us. Alright, this is not doing me any favors. Let's analyze. So, this is very similar to a game that I've already played. I know I'm quoting something that's kind of out of the blue. Maybe there have been other more well-known games even before this that use the same mechanic, but I encountered this in the Duck Detective, of all things, which kind of has a similar gameplay formula. And in this case, you can zoom in on things and get clues. See, cracking glasses. They must be difficult to see through. The damage must be recent, or surely he'd have had them fixed. Unhappy expression. He looks profoundly displeased. Is it with me or something else? Well, let's see. Hand on pocket watch. He keeps checking his pocket watch. He's either pressed for time or ruled by routine or both. I see. We also hear the ticking of the clock. All observations discovered. Yes, this is very similar to the Duck Detective. I've played the demos of the first two games. I suppose there will be more. It was a fun game. Very, very light-hearted. Quite the opposite of this game here. And if you want to see those Let's Plays, I will link the playlist in the top right corner. Let's escape. Right, I think we should leave.
I need nothing else, thank you.
Then please wait here. The staff will prepare your room, and I'll be back to show you to it shortly. Now, if you will excuse me, with the telegraph machine broken, I have delivery orders to write for the morning. If you need me again, you know how to summon me.
I have a few ideas. So Miss Dean was here but left. Her date of departure does line up with the letter I received. It would be good to see the letter she left behind. It seems my cutoff for investigating is midnight. I should get a move on. Midnight or whenever the room is ready. By exploring and interacting with items, you can progress the investigation. To see which objects you can interact with, hold down space to enable detective vision. Interesting. Oh, look at that. They become highlighted. I suppose I need to be closer to them to explore them. Let's go. I think there was a telegraph room. Luggage. Telegraph room. Let's explore the telegraph room. He said it was broken. There is a faint smell of burnt paper in the air in here. Interesting. Burnt paper. Maybe somebody was burning evidence. There are some letters. Papers. Ink and envelopes. That looks like a typewriter with nothing on the page. Let's look in the drawers. It seems to be stationery, ink, paper for the machines, and so on. This is the telegraph, I'm sure. Let's look at this page. Voltaic pile battery. A voltaic battery is built by stacking cells to reach the required voltage output. This diagram shows the voltaic battery with an output of 4 volts. A cell is made up of 2 discs called an anode and a cathode, separated by an electrolyte bridge. So we have a zinc disc, an electrolyte bridge, and a copper disc. It seems somebody was trying to follow these instructions. Now you need to pay attention to the cell, the voltage. So how many cells do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. We would assume one cell is 1 volt. Okay? But what's the required output voltage? Well, it says right here, 6 volts. The hotel's primary means of communication with the outside world. Apparently the battery is dead. It requires 6 volts. Oh look, the battery. These burnt out discs are where the smell in the room is coming from. I'll remove them in case there is any risk of fire. Oh. I think I'll need to replace the discs before I can do anything. Okay. Some lovely crows. Haven't checked this one. I wonder. Okay, same, stationary. I think this is a window. It's not interactable. Let's get out. Alright. Oh! Did you see that? Ah, that was a ghostly apparition. I did not expect that over there. I hope it didn't scare you too badly. We call that a jump scare. The last time it happened in my previous Let's Play, it was unfortunately at the edge of the screen and I was just turning away from it, so I barely saw it. Let's see what we have here. Some discs. Yes, I have found these before, but they're quite out in the open anyway. These discs must be part of the telegraph machine that Mr. Varley was trying to get working. He seemed quite vexed at having to prepare the orders by hand as a result. Maybe if I can assist in its repair, he'll warm to me? Hey, let's check the private letters. Maybe we can find a letter from Miss Dean. This letter is written in a swirly script that I think may be Middle Eastern. Oh, so it's not in English. Okay, hold on. Another one. A personal letter from a Victoria Lau. It has no reference to the manor or planned event whatsoever. Okay. How about these? Letters from a Mr. Dupre. He's half-heartedly inquiring about a business. A photo of him outside the manor is included. His expression is flat. I see. Oh, if I want to determine whether anything suspicious happened to Miss Dean before I retire for the night, then I am running out of time. A hint that is, of course. Hey, anything in the desk? Clipboard. A list of the staff's rota for the next few days. I've recorded their movements in my timetable in case it proves useful. Thank you. Having looked around out here, I'm not sure Miss Dean's letter is still being kept in the reception area. Likely the manager has it in his office. Now the thing is, I did not trigger that before. I just didn't open the desk drawer. Hey, I can... Mysteries... Records... Timetable, it's not accessible. The map is not accessible. So learn staff rota. The staff rota for the weekend. I have recorded their movements in my timetable, which I cannot access. Okay. Whenever I need to come back to any of the pieces of evidence, I can always check my inventory. Or let's say my records, my notes. You know, as all good investigators and detectives, I'll be writing notes. Oh, something I would like to show you, and I failed to trigger earlier. The typewriter is used to type up incoming messages for the guests. Okay. Now let's listen. I can hear nothing. I wonder if I'll trigger that again. You'll see what happens. Let's repair the battery. Alright, let's give this a try. I can use these new discs to replace the old ones. I need to assemble a battery with the right voltage to power the telegraph machine. It just needs the right number of discs in the right order. Now, seriously, this is quite an easy puzzle. So, we have the copper discs, we have the zinc discs, and the paper discs. The paper is the electrolyte bridge. Okay, so we have copper on the bottom, then electrolyte, then zinc on top. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's one cell. 2 cells. 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 volts. Okay, let's test this out. Bzzzt. The battery seems to be working and the telegraph machine now has a hum to it. I should tell the manager. Nice. Could we use this? No. How about if I go past this again? No. I'm trying to trigger something here, but it's not going to work, huh? How did I trigger it the first time? I looked at the papers. Okay. Getting caught in the chair. I've opened the desk. Maybe I should look at something else. Okay, maybe the paper. Paper imprinted with the Blake family crest. Okay. What was that? That was the event I was trying to trigger. Oh, I'm sorry, I kind of cheated this one, but those papers were really irrelevant and I didn't want to trigger something. I didn't want to look at something that was irrelevant, that I knew was irrelevant. However, it seems that was the trigger for the typewriter. But let's look at it. This is in Irish Gaelic and I'm sorry I cannot read it and I should not even try because I know I'm going to make a fool of myself. It's a question. I could have sworn this page was blank, but instead there is something here in Irish. If only the language hadn't been taken from us. Yeah, I seem to remember something about that. It was forbidden to actually use Irish. But some people were still teaching it to their children in secret, it was part of their heritage. All right. So, Mr. Manager is probably in the manager's office because that's usually where managers are, and we should get him out of there to see the telegraph machine. Ding ding. Hi.
May I be of service, Mr. Ward?
Shall we discuss evidence? Oh, let's talk about the strange occurrences or the unhappy expression. Yes. He looks profoundly displeased. Is it with me or something else? Are you all right, sir? You look rather perturbed. I'm perfectly fine. My mind is on the hotel and the event. Of course. Okay. I presume the strange occurrences are still going to be just nothing interesting. Wait, what? Do you see that he has an eye in the middle of his face? Oh no, everything has an eye. My bad. Why do they have an eye? I wonder. Discussable. Observation. I'm not sure. Should I ask about the manor? I don't think so. Let's talk about the machine.
The telegraph machine seems to be functional.
Is that so? Mr. Hunter must have slipped in unnoticed and fixed it.
Oh no, you shouldn't have said it like that. You should have said, I fixed your telegraph machine.
Then you'll have to excuse me. I have messages to send ahead of tomorrow. I will be in the telegraph room should you need me. You shouldn't be waiting much longer for your room, I assure you. It will be ready by midnight at the latest.
Okay, I should act quickly. I don't know how long he'll stay in there. Okay. Character locations, points of interest, and rooms can be viewed on the map. Press 4 to access. This is the map. The yellow arrow indicates where Ward is. You can also see where other characters are. Characters will change position every hour, so be sure to keep an eye on the map. New areas will be added as the manor is explored. Okay. Cloakroom, lobby, luggage room, telegraph room. Right. Front courtyard. So this is his room. The manager's office. His room was, more or less. Okay. Hey, look, there's an open window. Let's investigate things quickly. An outdoor jacket. There is nothing in the pockets. The entertainment schedule. Staff roster. We have those. We don't need them. What is this? Room rack. Yes, I should look at this. A listing of who is staying in which room. Miss Dean's name is not here, but there are only 4 unoccupied rooms. Rooms 2, 7, 15, and 21. One of these must have housed her. Okay. Okay. Let's hurry up. Let's look at the desk. Come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. I swear. Letters. Sir Varley's mid-draft orders. He's requesting payments hold off until after this event is over. Payments hold off. Weird. Clipboard. A record of who is in which room. Useful information to have. There's something under it. Okay, let's look at this letter. I think this... Yes, this is Miss Dean's departure letter. You can recognize that signature. On his desk? Strange. He must have been examining it when I arrived. It's signed... I wonder, does this match her signature in the sign-in book? Okay, we make investigations. Are there any differences between these signatures? Yes, there are, but the thing is, in real life, people don't always sign exactly the same way, but let's pretend they do. That D is wrong, that Y loop, and this E. These signatures are close, but they don't match. Somebody else wrote this letter of hers, but who and why? Okay, you've gathered enough evidence to craft a hypothesis. Evidence provides keywords for each hypothesis. Press 1 to access this. Oh, I must. All right. Interesting. Press Make Hypothesis to open the hypothesis panel. Complete a hypothesis by filling in the missing words using keywords gleaned from evidence. Press Consider to determine if you are correct. What's this? Guest sign-in times? Jacket note. What's this? Miss Dean may have had a rendezvous planned, but the forged signature is enough to tell me that the letter excusing her was faked. So, record of who arrived in and departed and when. I noticed Miss Dean did not sign out. Oh, we can see all the information. Wow. Okay, October 22nd, Ines Barbosa. 23rd, Simon Coventry, Michael Skerritt, Corentin Quinn, Lloyd Dupre, Evelyn Dean. Okay, on the 23rd. 24th, Olivia Darcy, Ivy McLeod, Victoria Lau, Arwa Hisham. 25th, Cathalomiara, Etienne Toussaint, Camilla Mantovani. 26th, Fiad Callahan, Ruairi Callahan, sorry about my pronunciation, Hazel Erickson. And at 27th, Lorcan Sinnott. 27th, somebody else, Mr. or Miss X. And then Domal O'Finn and Declan Ward. Okay. So she arrived on the 23rd. The jacket note. Miss Dean, I would like to speak with you perhaps Saturday at the bar at 5 p.m. Okay, fake handwriting. Forged leaving letter. Miss Dean's departure. The thing is, I cannot get out of here. Okay, I must investigate. I am in a room I'm not supposed to be in, and I am afraid. Because the last time I played and failed, I got caught in the manager's office, and I do not wish to be caught again. Oh dear. We did this. Kane entry to the office. So these are things. And telegraph machine fixed. The discs. So hiring letter was October 26th. October 26th. Could I examine this? Okay, let's read it. To whom it may concern, such circumstances have come about that I can no longer stay, and so I have vacated my room and exited the hotel. You will have found funds with this letter. I'm sure they are sufficient to settle my debts. Anything left may be given to the staff. I hope the rest of the evening goes well and look forward to hearing the seance's outcomes. Evelyn Dean. Okay. Miss Dean signed the registration book a few days ago. We've seen the rest. I'm trying to see if there's anything more. I've asked about Miss Dean. Hotel manager. Well, I'm clicking all of them. Miss Dean's signature in the sign-in book suggests that she was indeed at the manor, though whether she remains as such is another question entirely. Comparing signatures has shown the signature in Miss Dean's leaving letter is fake. Signatures do not match. Who forged this? We don't know. Should have enough evidence to figure out what is going on. Let's try. So, sorry. Not my arrival. The managers, Miss Dean's. Oh, I can move it like this, okay. The note. Telegraph machine letter. The managers. Not the managers. Where is she? She isn't on the... Miss Dean's departure letter is forged. Protect. Well, we know it's forged. I'm trying a quick save. Okay, let's try to consider this. What if... I know what happened here.
So, Miss Dean didn't leave the hotel. And somebody wants us to think that she did. But who? Can I learn anything about the culprit?
They speak English, yes, they can write. They knew Miss Dean. They did not know Miss Dean. They can write.
Of course. Educating the people over here isn't exactly the Crown's highest priority. As a result, literacy rates are low enough in the west of Ireland.
Yes.
The fact that this letter was written at all is a useful clue to the identity of the culprit behind whatever has befallen Miss Dean.
Mystery solved. Is Miss Dean still at the manor? She did not leave the manor, though somebody wants people to think that she did. Facts about the culprit. Okay. Completing the hypothesis is critical to advancing the mysteries and finding Miss Dean, as each successful hypothesis will reveal facts about the culprit. Information you know about the culprit will appear on the panel to the left. Use it as the story unfolds to eliminate suspects on this screen. For now, it's time to get some rest. Completing the hypothesis is critical. Okay. So for now we have Vincent Varley. 4 out of 8 facts unlocked. Oh. Well. So the manager's quarters, class staff. He's in his mid-40s. He is the manager and knows the grounds well. He had never met Dean before she arrived, sorry. Okay, and we have 1 out of 9 facts unlocked. Okay. By investigating those present in the manor, I should be able to eliminate the suspects and reveal the culprit. Who is behind Miss Dean's disappearance? Very well, but I still need to get out of here. Mr. Ward? Mr. Ward, your room is ready. No, 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 no. Climb out. Oh, dear heavens. I'm sorry, I didn't read what happened. I was in a hurry to get out of there. Okay, so my room is ready. The shawl was right here. Where did it go? Oh no. Somebody took the shawl. I can look in the fountain for free. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. Is there anything else I could investigate while I'm out here, though? There is a gazebo over there. Let's go and see. There's a statue. A bronze statue of a lady. It is not that old, a few years perhaps. A dedication to Mary Blake, the Marquise's wife. Though taken from us too soon, she will live on in our hearts and lives through her kind and charitable deeds. Nice. Idolized wife. Okay. There are also some dark windows in here. Let's go upstairs. Oh, cutscene.
Mr. Ward? Your room is ready. The porter shall meet us there.
Interesting. Okay, I think this is quite enough for this part of the Let's Play. I will continue later on because this is a very long demo, I must say. Wow, but it's a really awesome game. I really liked it. The artwork, the atmosphere, the story, but it really gets complex after this. Wow. Yeah, I encourage you to give it a go. And if you've watched so far, thank you very much. If you want to see the next part, it's going to be linked in the top left here once it is ready. And on the bottom left, there will be the entire playlist for this Let's Play. But anyway, thank you for watching once again and have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.